Take a second and think about the last piece of plastic you threw away. Where do you think it went? Southeast Asia, a lot of it doesn't disappear, it ends up in the ocean. Every year, millions of tons of plastic continue to enter marine ecosystems, damaging wildlife, coastlines, and even the food we eat. The Philippines is one of the world's largest contributors to ocean plastic pollution. In cities like Manila, plastic waste travels through waterways such as the Pacific River, eventually reaching Manila Bay and the ocean. Marine animals like sea turtle often mistake plastic bags for food, while fish and seabirds consume microplastics floating through the waters. Plastic pollution also threatens coral reefs and mangrove ecosystems, which thousands of marine species depend on for shelter and survival. And for millions of people living along southeast coastlines, this affects more than just the environment. It means declining fish populations, damaged livelihoods, and growing concerns about microplastic. But this raises the question, so where is all of this plastic coming from? A big part of it is something we all recognize as single-use plastics. In the Philippines, plastic cups, materials, particularly small sachets, are everywhere as it is cheap and convenient, including packaging for food and beverages, fruits and vegetable, and pre-frozen food. Even oil in sachets are commonly found, which is almost impossible to recycle and bad for the planet. And before we think this is only a Philippines problem, think about other countries, even the small country of Brunei. It follows the same culture: takeaway containers, plastic bags, everyday convenience. We may not see the pollution on the same scales, but the habits are not that different. But despite the scale of the crisis, the Philippines has also become an example of how change is also possible. In 2022, the government introduced the Extended Producer Responsibility Act, also known as the EPR law. This law requires large companies to take responsibility for the plastic waste they produce by recovering and recycling it. And within the first year alone, companies reportedly recovered more than 100,000 tons of plastic waste. At the same time, efforts are being made to stop plastic before it even reaches the ocean. In rivers like the Pacific River, floating barriers and cleanup systems are now intercepting waste directly from the water. Organizations like the Ocean Cleanup have launched technologies designed to collect plastic from river before it flows into the sea. And while these systems may not solve the problem overnight, they have already reduced visible waste in some waterways and helped restore parts of the river environment. But perhaps the most important solution doesn't come from machines or policies. It comes from the people. Across the Philippines, communities, volunteers, schools, and environmental groups are organizing coastal cleanups, recycling drives, and awareness campaigns. And one message continues to stand out: real environmental change starts with human behavior, with the choices we make every day, what we buy, what we throw away, and what we choose to refuse. Because the ocean doesn't recognize borders, plastic thrown away in one place can affect ecosystem and communities far beyond it. So maybe the real question isn't where plastic goes, but what we are going to do about it.